I'm very glad to meeting everyone at the virtual conference. My name is Li Yan. The topic of my presentation today is the association study between residential building interface and perceived density based on VR technology. We attempt to select two topical types of enclosed residential districts for simplified modeling in Guangzhou, China, by taking building interface as a variable. Immersive virtual technology can provide more possibilities to further explore the quantitative research on building interface changes and residence perceived density, which can establish the correlation between them. Our paper includes 4 parts: background research, problem-based research, perception experiment, and conclusion. Section 1 is background research. Compact city and high-density living have unique advantages derived from the concentrated population, interactive space, and shared resources. Residential density and living quality are closely related, but the perspective of humanistic research is lacking. In this paper, we focus on the relationship between the interface of high-density housing and the perceived density of residence by logical deduction, method of experimental psychology, and investigation statistical method. Section 2 is a problem-based research that includes literature research and field research. About literature research, we find in recent years the technology of visual analysis tools has developed rapidly. Effective recognition of the elements in human visual image data has begun to be applied in the study of spatial perception, behavior, and built environment characteristics, and prediction research. The data analysis of visual perception can establish a visual connection between the spatial perception of built environment and the psychological perception of human beings. As for the related concept, density itself is a perceptual experience, including physical, psychological, and emotional social dimensions. Perceived density refers to the perceptions and the evaluation of the density of surrounding space, human, and their activities. So, it is the result accompanied with physical density, social culture factors, and individual cognitive factors. As for the field research, we plan a preliminary survey. We selected topical examples of multi-story rural enclosed residential district and high-rise point enclosed residential district in Guangzhou. Lingnan Garden District and WANG Donghui City District as our example survey object. Those two layout points can fully provide the ideal condition for the control test of later design interface factor. Through pro-investigation, we find interface factors affecting residence perceived density include solid wall, glass, gray open space, and greening. And the same interface factors is different in the location of the building facade. Next, the perception experiment. The core of the study consists of three parts. First, the virtual environment input. Through the extract, simplify, and abstract the elements of the built environment. Second, the perception of the virtual residential space includes the evaluation of the physical environment perception of the residential district and the psychological perception evaluation at the micro level. Finally, conclude the interrelationship between perception, behavior, and space. In this perception experiment, we choose interface factors and location factors as a residential building facade's independent variable. Before the experiment, we describe the process, time, and consideration to people, and they will fill out the questionnaire about personal information. Then the respondents will had motive via diverses to evaluation the perceived density. And we get the result of 12 questionnaires. The last part is conclusion. We found the interface factors and the position factors have different effects on the module story includes and the high-rise point includes the settlement. Open space and greening are more beneficial to reduce the perceived density. Both of module story and the high-rise point includes the housing. In module story, rule includes the residential district. The lower the interface position, the lower the perceived density. In the high-rise point includes the residential district. The most effective interface position for decreasing perceived density is the first floor, followed by the top floor. In the later research work, more survey data will be used to establish the correlation analysis, then testing and verifying the correlation of variables, deepening the influence analysis of principal components will be conducted to obtain the result. Besides, color, time, sound, and other factors will be involved in perceived density study to promote a more comprehensive quantitative study of spatial environment perception. That's over. Thank you for listening.